Hello everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm Jolima and today I want to talk about my favorite fragrances from my favorite niche and designer fragrance houses. So I have here 10 fragrances from, of course, 10 designer and niche fragrance houses. I have here 3 designers, one fragrance house that, well, it's debatable if it's designer or niche. I actually tend to consider it more niche than designer. And the rest it's just niche fragrances. So first I have here a honorable mention from the house of Dior. Dior was actually one of my favorite designer brands out there, but when they changed the whole Dior line and what they are doing with their Maison Christian Dior exclusive line, it's sad. They are turning into a mainstream fragrance house. I don't know, it's weird what's going on. It's sad, to be honest. So Dior just stopped being one of my favorites actually. But well, the fragrance that I loved and was actually my favorite designer fragrance until they changed, it is Dior Homme Parfum. This is a masterpiece and it's so sad. It's so sad to know that now this is a France exclusive. Wow, this has iris, this has leather, has rose, has woody notes. Man, it's so good, so intoxicating, so enveloping. It's bold, it's unique. It's a shame what they did, but well, it's how it is. That's why this is just an honorable mention, Dior Homme Parfum. But now let's talk about my favorite designer fragrance house, Tom Ford. And the first fragrance that comes to my mind when I think of Tom Ford, it is Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco Vanille, because it was Tobacco Vanille that made me discover niche perfumery in the first place. So I have a very special bond with Tobacco Vanille. I love this scent character. This has spices, has tobacco, has vanilla. Released in 2007, and since it was released, you have a lot of fragrances that are inspired by Tobacco Vanille. But still, for me, this is the OG, the best in its genre. A spicy oriental fragrance, I mean, it's done to perfection. I love Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford. It's the first fragrance that comes to my mind because, well, again, I have a very special bond. I will always cherish this fragrance. I will always have this fragrance in my collection. Tom Ford, Tobacco Vanille. And now let's dive into the house of Chanel. And Chanel, actually, it's a fragrance house that I need to explore more in their exclusive line, Les Exclusifs. But well, for now, I will mention a fragrance from the Allure line. It is Allure Homme Edition Blanche. This is my favorite from the line. My favorite Chanel fragrance, it goes between this one and Egoist. I could have mentioned both, but because I have more memories, more moments with this fragrance, that's why I'm mentioning this one. I have this fragrance for a longer time than Egoist. But if you would talk about just in scent character, maybe I would pick Egoist, because it's more complex, it's more unique, because it's spicy, it has carnation, it has sandalwood. This one is more of a fresh, citrusy, spicy vanilla. This is often described as being the lemon meringue pie, and it's quite accurate. This is actually one of the very few designer gourmandish fragrances, and also quite unique, no doubt about that. But oh man, this is really good, really good. One of my all-time favorite fragrances for the summertime. Although this is very versatile, you can wear this through the entire year, but I tend to wear this more during the summer days. From Chanel, it's Edition Blanche. I hope to discover more of their Les Exclusifs to give another opportunity to the fragrances in the exclusive line. But for now, Edition Blanche by Chanel, it's a fantastic scent. Now let's talk about Mugler. I love this house, not for their latest releases. I'm very disappointed with their Alien Man line. I'm very disappointed also with their Ultimate, their last release in the A-Man line. Very disappointing. But still, I still consider them one of my favorite designer brands because they still have great fragrances. I mean, the A-Man line, it's so unique. And what I have here, it's my favorite from the A-Man line. it is Pure Malt. Pure Malt was my very first blind buy, and Pure Malt, it's a boozy heaven, dream come true. I mean, if you love whiskey, if you love rum, if you love vodka, I mean, if you love boozy accords, you will definitely love this one. Some people say that performance, it's very low, it's not what it once was. I don't know about that. I purchased this one in 2017, so already 3 years ago. I don't know how it smells right now, but for me, I don't have any complaints about the performance and scent character. I mean, this is one of the best, if not the best, boozy fragrance. So Pure Malt by Mugler, it's a stunning fragrance. The next fragrance house that I want to mention is Guerlain. And this is the house that, I don't know if it's considered designer or niche. Well, technically it's niche, more niche than designer, but again, well, it's a long discussion that I think it's not necessary, because either way, it's a fantastic house. It's my favorite perfume house, period. And I could have mentioned any fragrance. I could have mentioned Shalimar, Mitsuko. I mean, I have between 16 or 17 fragrances from their portfolio. But well, for the sake of this video, I will mention a fragrance that I have yet to review. It's from the Les Absolus d'Orient collection, and it is Bois Mysterieux, also known as Songe du Bois d'été. I already compared them side by side. Actually, Songe du Bois d'été was part of a different line, but there are no differences actually. And Songe du Bois d'été was in the 75 ml bottle. It was more expensive, and here you have a 125 ml bottle for 100 and I think it's 155 euros. So fantastic bang for your buck, in my opinion. The quality of this fragrance, it's incredible. Just like all the fragrances from Les Absolus d'Orient, this one is simply magical. This is a masterpiece. I have yet to review this one. This is very spicy. You have saffron, you have laurel, you have also myrrh, you have leather, patchouli. I mean, this is dark, it's dry, and yet it's resinous, smoky. I mean, you name it. This fragrance, it's complex, and yet, man, it's one of the best out there, in my opinion, in terms of oriental fragrances, resinous oriental fragrances. This one is definitely one of the best out there. Bois Mysterieux by Guerlain, it's one of my all-time favorites, but quite honestly, I love Guerlain fragrances overall, so it's hard to pinpoint just one fragrance. But well, for the sake of this video, I will mention Bois Mysterieux because I have yet to review this one. Stunning, fantastic, unique. It's a masterpiece of a fragrance. And now we are diving into strictly niche fragrances and fragrance houses. So first, I will mention what is one of my all-time favorite niche houses out there. From the house of Profumum Roma, my favorite, and again, here it's very hard to point just one, but well, for the sake of this video, again, I will just mention one, and it is Ambra Aurea. You all know how much I love Profumum Roma. I have one video just talking about their fragrances. Ambra Aurea, it's my favorite amber scent. Do you know those type of fragrances that always make you smile every time you smell them? Yeah, this is the case for me. You have ambergris, fantastic ambergris. You have amber also. This is amber joy in a bottle. So intense, dense, thick, rich, and very opulent. Sultry. Oh, wow, I mean, intoxicating. Everything. I love this. This is breathtaking, amazing, in my opinion. Ambra Aurea by Profumum Roma, guys, doesn't need any introduction, at least in my channel, because I also already did a review of this stunning amber fragrance. Ambra Aurea, it's magical. Another fragrance house that I talk a lot in this channel, it's Stephane Humbert Lucas, and again, very hard to point just one, but I have here one that it's very special for me. It is Black Gemstone. I mean, really, look at this beautiful bottle presentation. This is my favorite resinous fragrance. This is a resinous bomb. You have myrrh, you have frankincense, you have a oponax. This is spicy, it's smoky, it's resinous, it's balsamic, it's slightly woodsy. Wow, and it's very dark, it's very mysterious, and again very opulent. The projection, the performance overall, it's incredible. You will fill a room with this fragrance, so you need to go easy on the spray. This is the kind of beast mode type of scent, but wow, the quality, the blend, the uniqueness of Black Gemstone, it's worth checking out if you love this type of fragrances, this more dark, resinous, oriental type of scents. Black Gemstone, wow, stunning, stunning, breathtaking again. And now let's talk about the house of Xerjoff. I love Xerjoff house overall, and my favorite, it's hard to pinpoint a favorite also, but well, I think you already know that it's very hard to choose just one fragrance, but still I did my best, and yet when I think of Xerjoff, I think of one fragrance in particular, and I have here in my hand actually, it's Alexandria II. This is a masterpiece in my opinion. Alexandria II, wow. It has lavender, has oud, has Laotian oud. It has cinnamon, if I'm not mistaken. It has also a slightly leathery accord in here. It's sweet. You have also amber or vanilla. It's sweet, it's woodsy, it's fresh, it's spicy, and it's done to perfection. It's very smooth. Yes, it's loud in a way that the performance in this fragrance, it's big, but it's smooth. It's not harsh. It's not that you will choke yourself while wearing. Of course, if you will spray 10 times, I think you might choke yourself, but still, even if you go a bit more heavy on the trigger, I think this one, it's so smooth that it will not be annoying. It will not bother your nostrils. Alexandria II from Xerjoff, fantastic scent, quite unique in my opinion, and it's a stunning fragrance. Now let's talk about Nishane, another great house, quite unique, original, and yet their fragrances are quite appealing. My favorite from this brand is Fan Your Flames. I have Vanille, I have Oolong Cha, which I have yet to review, Spice Bazaar, Ambra Calabria, I mean, you name it. I have eight fragrances from Nishane, but still, this one was my first and still my favorite because of its uniqueness, because I never smelled anything like this. Damn, this is amazing. I never smelled anything like this. You have rum, you have coconut, you have what I consider to be the best coconut note that I ever smelled. Very realistic, juicy, fruity coconut with tobacco, with tonka bean, with cedarwood. You have this ambery facet. Oh man, so good. This really blends to perfection the tropical nuances with the more oriental facets. Fantastic scent right here. Unique, long-lasting, very appealing. This is one of my most complimented fragrances in my collection. I love this. Nishane, Fan Your Flames. And another fragrance house that I absolutely love, and I need to talk more about this fragrance house. It's Amouage. And my favorite fragrance from Amouage, it's in here, I don't have any doubts about that. Jubilation 25. Man, Jubilation 25. I will never forget the first time I smelled this. I was blown away, and still it blows me away. 2 years after I tried Jubilation 25, this fragrance still blows my mind. This is complex, and yet the development is not, how could I say, it's not that complex when it develops, but in terms of the note breakdown, man, this has over 25 notes in a quart, but this doesn't change all that much. So you have myrrh, this is a very resonant fragrance. You have frankincense, you have myrrh, you have, I think it's black currant, and you have a very fruity, I don't know, now I don't recall if it's black currant or blackberry, but it's definitely a very heavy, berry, fruity fragrance. Very realistic, very juicy right in the opening, and you have a Popanax, frankincense, myrrh. It's very regal, it's rich, it's enveloping, it's opulent, again, great performance. Jubilation 25, and I love the bottle presentation, gorgeous, very sultry again. Amouage Jubilation 25, one of my all-time favorites. And the last fragrance house that I want to mention is Ramon Monegal. One of my all-time favorites. I love that fragrance house since day one, since I first tried Next to Me. But the fragrance that I have here, and actually Ramon Monegal is starting to catch some attention here in the YouTube fragrance community. I love Soul of Oud. I could have mentioned Soul of Oud. It's my favorite oud-based scent from the Don't Touch My Oud collection, but for the sake of this video I will mention a very special fragrance. It is Flamenco. Flamenco was not love at first sniff for me because I found it overly sweet, too fruity, but giving some time and I start to appreciate for what it is. This has a delicious, realistic raspberry note. One of the best raspberry notes that I ever came across. You have this jammy rose. It has a slightly metallic vibe in here. Woodsy in the base. Flamenco. It's sensual. It's sexy. It's intoxicating. It represents passion. I love Flamenco. I mean, it's enveloping, it's sweet, the projection and the performance overall, it's fantastic. I already did a review of Flamenco actually. It was one of my first reviews of this channel. Flamenco by Ramon Monegal, guys. It's stunning. If you love fruity, rosy fragrances, this one is a must try. Flamenco by Ramon Monegal, finishing this video. Guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below what are your favorite fragrance houses, overall niche and designer, and of course what are your favorite fragrances respectively. Guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, stay safe and see you in the next video. Ciao.